We've got some outstanding customers with us today who are excited to show us some real industrial service experiences that showcase that AR is indeed ready for the enterprise. Now, joining me here in the garage are Jens and Simon from KTM. KTM develops and produces race-ready off-road and street motorcycles that are distributed through more than 1,700 independent dealers around the world. Guys, thank you for being with us here today.
We are happy to be here, Mike. KTM's strategy is to grow our business globally. Our goal is to become the world's biggest manufacturer of sport motorcycles. We are already growing rapidly, but one of our challenges in the new growth markets is the lack of experience. This can make it challenging to get repairs made correctly, and it can be difficult to make those repairs on time.
Jens, we've been talking about augmented reality in the enterprise. So how do you see KTM benefiting from AR both now and into the future?
We see a huge potential in augmented reality as a way to help us address the service challenges. It can allow our technician to perform service faster, even with little or none experience on our bikes. Our vision for technician is to run diagnostics and know exactly what is going on with the bike even before they begin. Augmented reality will help us deliver a more consistent level of service around the globe. And because action speaks so much louder than words, we are also exploring lower translation costs since our manuals will require less text in them.
So faster and cheaper service. That sounds great. Let's take a look at a live example.
Absolutely, Mike. Simon here is a new technician and he doesn't have a lot of experience working on KTM bikes. Since all the bikes here in the shot are smart connected bikes, Simon can manage his work from one dashboard on his iPad. We are looking at the Service Technician app built by PTC and KTM using ThingWorks. Here is a list of all the bikes that need servicing today. He is going to work on the first bike on his list, the 690 Duke. Here we see detailed information about the bike. The customer reports a warning light and noticed a higher fuel consumption. Normally, a technician would rely on his experience and diagnose based on what the customer told him and refer to the manual. But Simon is going to use apps diagnostics to figure out the problem. It looks like the lambda probe is causing the issue.
Okay, but Simon is a new technician, right? So how does he know where the lambda probe is located in the bike?
Exactly, he doesn't. But just by selecting Show Me, he finds out. Using AR, he can see the location of the lambda probe.
So wow, that's so helpful to see the marrying of that 3D CAD data with the reality of the bike right here in front of us.
Right. Simon can clearly see that the probe's connection is up behind this panel. Now he needs to know how to get behind it and check the connection. The app shows him how to remove the panel. With the panel off, Simon is able to access the probe and check the connection.
Okay, Jens, while Simon does the work on the bike, can you tell us about some of the other use cases for augmented reality that KTM is considering?
We want to use AR to present clear compiling information in the context of the actual product. Of course, as we have seen here, there's tremendous value in AR for technical training, whether the technician is in the classroom or back in his workshop. AR can help to understand the product much easier. We are also expecting the use of AR for marketing and sales to create a richer experiences for our customer to learn more about our bikes.
Well, Jens, it looks like the lambda probe wasn't properly connected, but now it's reconnected.
Okay, great. Let's check if the issue is solved. The bike is still connected, so let's run another diagnostics again. As we can see now, the issue is solved. Thanks, Simon. Great job. We believe AR will really speed up more complex tasks by allowing the technician to find information and understand the product much faster than today.
That's outstanding, guys. Thank you so much for being here, for showing off the demonstration, and for representing KTM at the ThingEvent. We are all really excited to see how AR is going to help KTM become the world's leading seller and servicer of motorcycles. Now, next we'll hear from Jill Newberg. She's in a medical lab working on some medical testing equipment. Jill, over to you.
Thank you, Mike. I'm here in the lab with Steve and Pete from Sysmex America. Sysmex Corporation is the global leader in clinical hematology analyzers, information systems, and services that meet the high standards of today's clinical laboratories. Sysmex designs, manufactures, and services an innovative suite of hematology and urinalysis solutions. The goal of Sysmex is to use IoT technology and AR to enable the highest diagnostic instrument uptime for its customers. Thank you both for being here today. Steve, Sysmex was one of the first major companies to adopt the ThingWorx platform. Tell us about that.
That's right, Jill. When Sysmex first investigated the ThingWorx technologies, we immediately foresaw and understood how we could leverage this really fantastic IoT platform to drive significant operational efficiencies for both Sysmex and for our customers.
And AR is not new to Sysmex either. So how are you using AR technology today?
Well, we've already been using Vuforia's AR for about 3 years. We've deployed a few simple AR techniques embedded in an iOS application which we call My Sysmex to help our customers perform routine and not so routine operational tasks. Our service engineers already benefit from a connected environment that leverages ThingWorx machine learning and integrates data from various sources to help them deliver better and more proactive service. Because the Sysmex blood analyzers, like the one you see here, are smart connected products, service engineers can already identify issues on the devices, remotely calibrate, predict several potential short-term causes of failure without even touching the analyzer.
Wow. And how do you foresee Sysmex using AR into the future?
Yeah, our goal is to leverage the integration of AR and IoT to improve efficiencies for our field staff and to provide our customers advanced tools to help them achieve their own operational efficiencies. AR technology can help make end users, in our case lab personnel, much more self-sufficient.
That sounds great, Steve. And so what have you brought to show us today?
Well, this is the Sysmex XN1000 automated hematology analyzer. Your blood is supplied to the lab in lavender-top tubes like this and analyzed by this XN. The iPad application, which we call My Sysmex, gives lab personnel detailed information about the analyzer, quality control status, service needs, and reagent levels based on their role.
Great. And Pete is here with us as a lab technician and end user operator. So Pete, can you show us how it works?
Well, here we see a list of all the analyzers that Pete has in his lab. Notice that he's selecting an analyzer that has 2 service tasks to be performed. One requires a Sysmex field service engineer. The other can be performed by the operator. Pete selects the RBC clog and begins walking through a series of instructions. His first task is to initiate an automated cleaning cycle. He simply selects Start the Cleaning Cycle on the iPad. Well, it's evident here in real time that the automated clean cycle was not able to resolve this clog. So Pete's next task is to perform a manual cleaning, which he really doesn't do very often. So this is the perfect place for augmented reality assistance. So Pete opens the front lid of the analyzer to get to the AR marker on the device. The first step in seeing the augmented reality overlaid on the analyzer is to scan the marker with this My Sysmex iPad. Here we see that Pete needs to power off the analyzer before he can continue. So the My Sysmex application confirms that the analyzer is powered off. With the device turned off, Pete can proceed through an animated steps demonstrating how to remove the RBC aperture cover and access the aperture. It also demonstrates the proper cleaning technique that Pete must follow. So after Pete is done cleaning the aperture, the AR in the app shows Pete how to put the analyzer back together again. So you can see how powerful AR is here, providing easy to follow, highly graphical steps to help end users perform tasks like this quickly, thereby reducing the downtime of the analyzer.
That's wonderful, Steve. So by making the My Sysmex iPad application with AR technology available for your industry-leading blood analyzers, we can see how Sysmex is really shaping the healthcare of tomorrow. Clearly, Sysmex is already one of the frontrunners when it comes to technological innovations in the service sector. The AR technology you just showed us is really poised to take that to the next level. So tell us, what else are you currently working on?
One of our initiatives we have with PTC and Vuforia is investigating the use of digital eyewear and how we integrate various sources of data to provide information just in time to our support staff. Imagine how productive a service engineer can be when he uses a pair of ODG glasses like these and experiences the AR example you saw fully immersed and hands-free. This can really help deliver service efficiencies and more standardized procedures to fix our instruments and make sure all potential analyzer performance issues are addressed.
Thank you so much, Steve and Pete, for sharing the Sysmex story with us. And now, let's take a look at how AR is providing significant business value for one of the largest companies in the world, Caterpillar.
My name is Jim Wagner. I work at Caterpillar's Technical Information Solutions Group as the visualization architect for our service publications. My role is really to make our products more visual for our customers to be able to understand the service information. Augmented reality is a major initiative at Caterpillar. It has major applications in service. We know from studies that Caterpillar has done that about 30% of a technician's time is spent looking for information and trying to digest that information. If you're seeing something with a model placed in the context, you consume it and understand it a lot easier. A young millennial came into the dealership and was handed a huge manual, and he says, "Don't you just have a YouTube clip that I can watch?" And that's the ease that we need to do with augmented reality to get quick knowledge transfer from the experienced to the novice. Having your experience connected with your customer is really a major initiative. Caterpillar's trying to get millions of assets connected, and the appeal to be able to leverage the CAD data and sensory data for service is to be able to provide that customer with real-time support. That's really where we see augmented reality playing a major role.
This is one that you might encounter in your office. So here I'm going to use ThingBrowser to scan the view mark on the battery backup for this computer system here. And again, because I'm logged in as a technician, I'm presented with a variety of experiences. Now, to help me explain this example, I'd like to introduce Hervé Courret. Hervé is the CIO at Schneider Electric, and Schneider is a 25 billion euro global industrial company focusing on energy management and automation, and of course, a very long PTC customer.
Hi, Mike.
Hervé, thanks for joining us here today at ThingEvent. Can you tell us a little bit about what ThingX could mean to Schneider Electric?
Absolutely. Well, we see ThingX and ThingBrowser transforming the way our service technicians will ultimately interact with our products, like this micro data center. So a micro data center like this one is used when a fair bit of computing power is required on the edge. For instance, in a bank branch, a retail store, or an oil refinery, for instance. At Schneider Electric, we already use a breadth of PTC solution for the design and development and servicing of our products. Most recently, of course, we started connecting our products, such as this micro data center, to our backend system, leveraging PTC's ThingsWorks. In fact, you can see now on the dashboard here, we're tracking the performance of these products, which are reporting a number of characteristics, such as location, temperature, battery status, and its useful remaining life, among other things. In this example, our field service technician can also see information in the dashboard from our other enterprise systems. So data about the product's configuration from our windshield PLM system, data from Sysmex, about the customer service entitlement and warranty status, and data from Salesforce.com when it relates to upsell and cross-sell opportunities. So while the dashboard view is valuable, at Schneider we know that our field service technician can be even more productive by seeing all this information in the context of the actual product they are servicing. So I think, Mike, you're going to be my field service technician today.
I will be your technician.
Right? So with the ThingWorks platform, you can immediately see information about this particular UPS right here in Boston. For instance, you can see the battery level and the machine temperature driven by data that is trimmed off by the machine. You will also notice the status indicator, the little I, which is orange, indicating that there is some maintenance required. In fact, when Mike selects on the information button, we're notified that the battery needs to be replaced. So he will choose to perform that task now, and the instructions are clearly presented without any ambiguity. He can see that first he needs to remove the faceplate, then a couple of screws, then the support brackets, and then the battery itself. All of this will enable the technician to execute the procedure quickly and without any mistakes.
Hervé, that's a great example of using ThingBrowser and augmented reality to extend the power of the ThingWorks IoT platform.
Sure.
Now, what kind of an impact will this technology have on your business, and where do you see it going in the future?
Sure. Well, the ThingWorks platform and the PTC solution that powers ThingEx will allow Schneider ultimately to connect the dots, or, as we like to say, to create a closed loop between front-end and back-end systems so that we can drive business values for our customers. For example, we can close the loop to offer digitally enabled services to our customers, or to identify upsell or cross-sell opportunities to deliver more value. We can also close the loop with engineering and incorporate feedback from the field directly into our engineering process on the CAD and PLM systems so that we develop more innovative and better quality products. And finally, what we just saw, we can have a closed loop with our field service technician so that they are better informed about the status of our products, issues, diagnosis before they arrive on site so that they are more efficient and effective in servicing our customers. So that's just one of the many ways of how we are digitizing our business ecosystem. AR is a great technology for us to bring the world of IT and OT closer together. As we like to say, our connected technologies ensure life is on for everyone, everywhere, and at every moment.
Great. Well, thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate it. Great example. It really is another outstanding example of how ThingEx will change the way that you experience things in the future. But today, creating a rich experience like you just saw is complicated. It's costly and it's time-consuming. It requires highly skilled developers to use very sophisticated tools and complex SDKs. And it simply takes too long. Now, we at PTC believe that enterprises need easy-to-use tools that will allow them to quickly try out new approaches, hopefully succeed, but in many cases fail, and then iterate fast. They must be able to quickly figure out how their users can best experience these things. They must be able to present the right information from the right sources in the right way so that they can maximize the impact of the experiences that they're creating. So to enable exactly this, Project ThingEx will include one more capability: ThingBuilder. ThingBuilder will allow you to seamlessly access all of the important information from your Things digital twin, and then quickly and easily build intuitive experiences for those things, leveraging rich 3D graphics and augmented reality. In a codeless environment, without the need for complex SDKs, you'll be able to drag and drop 3D graphics from CAD, generate a mobile-friendly representation that strips out proprietary IP, and then decorate that 3D content with data. Data streaming from the things themselves, or with data from other enterprise systems like PLM, SLM, and ALM. All of those systems can inform those things. And you'll be able to prepare this content to be consumed in a deeply engaging augmented reality experience. You can quickly capture your ideas and iterate on them without a steep learning curve and without a huge investment of time and energy. Let me give you a quick preview of ThingBuilder and show you how easily we built the UPS experience that Hervé and I just presented. Now here in ThingBuilder on the left side, we have a collection of resources and UI elements that are used to create the experience. In the middle, we have our canvas, which might take on the form factor of a tablet or a mobile phone. And on the right, we have attributes and properties for the UI elements and resources that we're using. Now, in each of the examples you saw today, the experience was built around a 3D physical thing. So in this environment, we'll start by bringing in the 3D model of the Schneider UPS. Next, we'll need to place a view mark on the 3D model, which will allow us to uniquely identify a particular UPS and then correctly position any additional 3D information. The first icon that I saw when I represented the UPS status. So we'll drag and drop an image of that status indicator into the experience, and we'll easily position it in the desired location in 3D. We want to control the display of that image based on what's actually happening on the machine itself in real time. Because ThingBuilder is part of the ThingWorx IoT platform, we can simply browse the properties of the UPS's digital twin, select the attributes that we care about, in this case the status, and then again with drag and drop, bind that attribute from the UPS to the display of the image. We'll repeat that process for all of the other images and values that we want displayed and bind them to data in the same way. We would also simply drag and drop the animation of the disassembly sequence and bind that to the step-by-step controls in the experience. And when we're done, we simply publish it to ThingServer and it's ready to be experienced. It's that easy. So whether you're an independent individual developer or a solution builder in a large ISV, ThingBuilder will allow all of you to build compelling, highly differentiated solutions faster than you could ever imagine. ThingBrowser, ThingServer, and ThingBuilder will completely change the way we all interact with the things in the world around us. Now, PTC's best and brightest are working right now to make this breakthrough technology available so that every one of you can soon build experiences just like the ones that you saw here today.